You are God. How, why, when you are God. And it all comes down to your personal relationship, your personal beliefs about God. From the time we were born on this planet, we were born to forget. We were born to forget who we were, who we are at a soul level. So this created space in our mental construct, in our minds, to allow for this belief of God is outside of us. This core belief, this indoctrination through religious beliefs, through systems that have cultivated over centuries to allow us to believe in something else, something outside of ourselves. And when we now begin to understand that our belief, our relationship with God is the same or as different as the thousands of religions that are across this planet. And with these thousands of religions, there's only one thing that's in common. They all believe in God. How you get there is up to you. How you allow for this relationship to develop over time is up to you. It is in this core belief that we believe in God outside of ourselves. Some religions believe that you are God, that you are this energy being that is holding this omnipotent energy. But why do you think God is omnipotent? Why do you think God is omnipresent? I just want you to pause and think why? Why is this being that we feel is outside of ourselves is this ever present, omnipotent, omnipresent being? Think about that. And whatever answer you arrive to is the answer that is for you. However, I will express in this moment that God exists because we exist. God is omnipotent and omnipresent because we're everywhere. We are everywhere on this collective planet, having a collective experience, connecting with Mother Nature, connecting with all the beauty that exists. And through this collective weave of energy, this is how we can step into the omnipresent, the omnipotent energy that is God, that is us. And dates all the way back to Egyptian times through Osirian religion, to where all this energy and information was openly shared about who God was and what was the purpose, and really understanding that God was never meant to be worshipped, only an example of our divinity, of our life, of our being, of who we truly are. And when you have a relationship with yourself, you have a relationship with God. When you have a relationship with God, you have a relationship with yourself. And it all is the balance, the resonance, the frequency of this relationship. It is this belief. Because we have many, many collectives. We have the collective of Earth. We have the collective of the universe. We have the galactic collective. And then we have the divine collective. There are many collectives. And it is this space of vibrational frequency, this resonance, that you allow yourself to vibrate with and vibrate to. Because when we step into a higher frequency, a higher vibration, our beliefs shifts, our energy shifts, and when our beliefs shift, so must the energy. And when our energy shifts, our vibration shifts, and so does our beliefs. So everything matches at the frequency and resonance to which you vibrate to. We often hear about the solfeggio frequencies of 963. The divine connection, which is true. You can connect to source, God, energy through this frequency, but it's temporary. right? Like anything, you have to exercise this muscle, exercise this connection to self, to soul, to higher self, to God self, to all this delicious energy that is you. And when you really begin to step into the resonance and frequency of knowing that you are God, when you step into the energy knowing that you are God, that belief will sustain you. You know, it's not someone preaching at the pulpit or a friend, you know, sharing their experience, which is all wonderful because we all need a foundation. We all need a baseline for us to start with, to communicate with, to really have this space of resonance, of really believing in something. Because that's what it ultimately comes down to what you believe. You know, I can sit here and say that I'm God, you're God, he's God, she's God, they are God, everyone is God, which they are. Because when you think of it in simplified terms, when you have a family unit, there's always a matriarch. There's the spawn, the children, and then the children of the children, and so on and so on. But you are an individuated source piece of that family. And in that individuated piece, source of family, you are playing a role. And your role is in that family, and that family is the unit, and that family is you, and you are the family. It's one unit with individuated pieces playing a role. Just like you are God in this human form, in this corporeal body, playing a role to have an experience unlike any other through collective spaces, through collective consciousness. And when you are expressing your God self in this individuated source space energy, you are remembering, you are knowing who you truly are. And these lessons, these experiences are signaling this remembrance back to the source, back to the one. Yes, there's source. Yes, there is one, even though I am speaking that you are God. But God is all. God is all, and you are part of the all. You are part of the everything. You are everything. You are God. You are the all. And when you step into that belief, that resonance, just feels lighter because God was never meant to be worshipped. God was meant to be the light, share experiences, grow, expand, you know, just like we do each and every single day. We grow, we expand through our lessons, through our experiences. And with this space of expansion, we then allow for something greater to occur. We allow for something greater to happen. And with this happening, with these occurrences, newness begins, newness grows, unless you are staying stagnant in old collective and singular beliefs, which may or may not serve you. That's up to you. And when you allow for this newness to occur, for this depth of love and joy and happiness, it just brings magnificence. It just brings joy, you know, knowing that I am greater than my beliefs. I am greater than this old energy. I'm greater than all of that. You know, because with the constructive beliefs, the constructive spaces that have been weaved and created for us, you know, not by us, but for us to keep us in a particular space, pattern, resonance, frequency. But now we are beginning to realize that there's something more, something a lot more, more than what we can really perceive, but we can feel it. You can feel the shift. It's palpable. It is tangible. As these changes occur on our planet now, the frequency of love is rising. The frequency of truth is elevating. The space of remembrance is opening up. And this remembrance is why I do what I do. The reason why I created being Omni. Because being omni is stepping into the knowing of who you are, stepping into that space of true knowing. And only you can know that. There are many people, teachers, guides who can assist you on this path, but only you can open the door. Only you can turn the key to this door and allow for this energy to flow in, to receive the knowledge that you are God. And what is God exactly? God is an energy. God is a frequency. God is a resonance. God is a consciousness. God is the tree in your backyard. God is the animals that you take care of. God are your friends. God is the bed that you sleep on. God is the water that you drink. God is the food that you eat. God is everything, is literally everything. So when you step into the vibrational resonance of frequency and appreciation for the all, for the everything that you are, God is in every single cell of your being. God is in your DNA. Everything that you see, feel, and touch using your senses with is God. And that's the representation of this energy, the omnipotent, the omnipresent energy that is all, that is everywhere, because we are all. We are everywhere. We interact with each other each and every single day without the conscious thoughts like, hey, you're God. We constantly say namaste. I see the light and I recognize and honor the light in you, et cetera, et cetera. We go through all these practices. But when we step into the heart space and deeply feel this energy and resonance of I am looking at God, I am seeing God, I am knowing God, I'm acknowledging God. And in this moment, I'm acknowledging the God in you. Acknowledging the God that you are, and not some deity, not a deity, because a deity is meant to be worshipped. And deities are quote unquote all powerful, God like energy. No. God is the energy. Love is the energy that is permeating in the universe. And all things begin and end in love. It is in this space of truly knowing and understanding. I'm God. Okay. And it's a silence. It's a quiet silence. It's a quiet knowing, a quiet confidence. You walk into a room and you just know, just by your presence, just by your being, you are the all. And you are the all, dear one. Now it's time for you to realize this truth by reshaping your beliefs, reshaping your behaviors, and clearing all the old junk, because you have to make room. You have to make room for what is. You have to make room for what is coming. And so just take this time, honor yourself, honor your energy, look at what is here for you, look at what is being presented to you, feel the energy of the all, feel the love of the all. And if you want to know more, put it in the comments below. I want to know more. And I can do a whole nother series on this, but be on the lookout for my upcoming 7-part series of We Are One. That's going to be on my Substack and on social media channels. I'm excited to share this new wisdom with you all. Till next time, beautiful souls, be the all, be the love.